Often at times when we talk about sugar, everybody is like, is it not just diabetes? I'll have diabetes and I'll be placed on metformin, I'll be placed on Daolin. In fact, they know the drugs off their head already. They feel like it's just diabetes and they can take care of it. But I am here to tell you in this video that diabetes is just one out of the many things that excess sugar can do to you. So let's run down the list one after the other. First one on the list is heart disease. And heart disease, excess sugar in your blood will increase triglycerides, bad cholesterol, which can lead to high blood pressure, stroke, inflammation, even if you are not diabetic. Often at times when you hear heart disease and maybe someone just had a stroke, high blood pressure, we just feel like, oh, you're stressing yourself. What are you thinking about? My dear, excess stress and putting yourself under a lot of pressure can worsen the condition. But I am telling you that in as much as that is bad, that is not the root cause of high blood pressure. That's one misconception that we have, especially in Africa, that it is because you're thinking about something too much or you're worried about a particular thing. That's why you have high blood pressure. No, it all boils down to what you eat, and sugar is standing at the hem of that affair. So yes, high blood pressure is not just you being under stress. Sugar, excess sugar will lead to bad cholesterol and triglycerides, and then it can cause you a stroke even if you are not diabetic. Cognitive decline and dementia. Oftentimes when they talk about diabetes, they talk about type 1 and type 2. But I'm telling you now that there's a type 3 diabetes, one that a lot of persons are not familiar with. It's in the form of dementia or Alzheimer's or AND, because there's a thin line between them. And type 3 diabetes, most of the times they call it diabetes, excess sugar in the brain, diabetes of the brain. It's type 3 diabetes. That's as you begin to age. Some people even happens to them as they are young, you start losing your senses. Not like you're raving mad, but again, you don't recognize people easily. Your memory, you can just bring a memory from 20 years ago into today and you act it out as if it's today, or something you're thinking about that have not happened yet, you start playing it out in your head. So that's what basically happens. And then you find out that people are getting old, they are not behaving well again. No, it's not your village people. It's nothing diabolic. It's just excess sugar that are built up in your body so much that it has affected your brain, and now you're having Alzheimer's, you're not remembering things correctly again, and it worsens. It's even more terrible with age. So it is not just type 1 and type 2 that we know, there's a type 3, and excess sugar can actually also cause that. Obesity and metabolic syndrome, like obesity, we all know what obesity is: overweight. Excess sugar in your body can make you overweight. That's why they always tell you if you're overweight, you're at risk of diabetes. All this thing boils down to what sugar can do to you. How about ADH? When children are hyperactive, that is excess sugar. In those days, the metabolic diseases that are rampant now, especially in Africa, we didn't have them in those days, because all of the refined products we have now in form of sodas, carbonated drinks, refined flour in the form of bread, cake, we didn't have them. We're all about whole and natural food. But now that sugar, everything, it's almost as if we're enjoying, but no, you're not enjoying. It's actually killing you slowly. How about tooth decay, fatty liver disease? How about inflammatory diseases like arthritis? It is excess sugar that cause them. Another problem that sugar can cause for you is acne and skin aging. You find out that children who are supposed to be teenagers now are looking like people in their 40s because of the kind of things they consume. How about sleeping problems? It gives you insomnia. How about your mood swings? You find out that after eating a particular food, oh, you are so heavy, you're so tired, all of a sudden, your mood is not what it is supposed to be again. That is excess sugar. How about certain cancers, like high levels of insulin? Because as you're taking in the sugar, insulin is supposed to help that sugar get into your cell. When insulin becomes too much, it becomes non-sensitive, it becomes resistant. And at the end of the day, high level of insulin is responsible for certain cancers like breast cancer, pancreas cancer. Pancreas, that particular thing in your body that produces that insulin. there will be a problem with the cells. And before you know it, as it's manufacturing and manufacturing, it needs more and more and more of insulin. You overwork it, and the cells that are supposed to be undergoing normal apoptosis stops undergoing apoptosis and start regrowing. And that's where cancer comes from. So sugar can do so much to you. And it is not just diabetes. I have mentioned at least 10 other things, 10 that sugar can do to you that is not diabetes. So please, let's start curbing our sugar today. Stay tuned for more.